Interview presented by Canaceutics Medical Dispensary, proudly serving New Mexico cannabis patients with trustworthy all-natural medicine since 2010.
Welcome to Cage Minds, Micah Frankel. I'm back at United Fit, and today I'm talking with Marc Entenberg. And don't adjust your screens. Yes, he's here. He's training for a fight. It looks like we're going to see him return to action. It's been about 4 years. I know there's been injury, a cool internship you did, a whole lot of fights you've accepted. What's been going on in the last 4 years?
Yeah, so once COVID hit, I'd really or right before COVID, an after-line fight, I had a rough patch with a foot surgery, went to Thailand, then COVID hit, and then it was kind of like a snowball. Went back to training, I was a Factory X, accepted a fight, tore my ACL, had a year-ish off, and then I took an internship with the UFC in the strength and conditioning department, and then right after that, so that was about 2 years ago, I got right back into fight training for Muay Thai. I was in Oahu, Hawaii, and then I kept getting offered fights due to just travel restrictions and whatever else was going on. They kept getting pushed back. I got some really cool opponents offered to me, accepted them all, and it's not on the opponents, but for whatever reason, none of those cards happened. So finally, I'd been training with John and Carlos Condit, and getting ready for a Muay Thai fight I was offered. And to be on the safe side, I told Ricky Cottonsteady I really want to do the bare knuckle. I mean, I've been to both the cards here, and they've just been awesome. Like the production, like the crowd, just everything about them. And I love throwing hands in Muay Thai, so it just seemed like something I would like to do. And that contract came first, and I got a great opponent, and it just worked out that way. So it's been definitely a snowball, but here we are.
Bare knuckle. So was it something before you saw it live that you were contemplating, or was it something that you had to kind of warm up to?
No, I was excited about it from just watching it. I didn't think I was going to do it this soon. I anticipated doing more Muay Thai fights, and then later on either going into Muay Thai with MMA gloves and then bare knuckle. But I never was, I guess you could say, like against or not wanting to do it. It just, I'm so curious about it, like what it's going to be like, the pace you watch it. It's just like when I switched from MMA to Muay Thai, the cadences are different, the timing is different. But it was something that always excited me, and like I loved watching it, and especially live, like it was awesome.
I could really see this interesting you, because one of the things that kind of expanded my intrigue was watching Lithway, and that's bare knuckle Muay Thai. So I'm like, this could be something that could get Marc's attention.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd seen a couple of the Lithway shows up in Colorado, and I mean, obviously we can't headbutt and throw all our other tools, but yeah, I thought that was awesome, especially like just going in the hand wrap. So like I said, as soon as I started watching it, and it was definitely on the radar, especially because there's so many guys here that have transitioned into it, and it gets to a point that you say that you're waiting on a fight, you're trying to get a fight, and then you're like, all right, now I need to go get a fight, because the cards kept getting pushed back, and I was telling myself, I'm like, all right, if you really want to fight, then find a fight. And I found one, and here we are, like you can't just wait all the time. And I'm not saying that's what other people do, but it's really easy to almost let the times and the promotions kind of move dates around, and it's no one's fault per se, but time gets wasted, So I'll fight Muay Thai as soon as I can, or bare knuckle again, but I wasn't gonna wait any longer. It's been too long. I've been trying to get back into action. My plan right after my fight in December of 2019 was to fight in February of 2020, and it's just been like 3 months to 4 months, and then just push back and back and back. So finally I was like, listen, I don't care. Like, let's do this. Let's have some fun.
Once you're in the gym for enough years, you already know that you're going to be a martial artist forever. Yeah. But as the years are starting to count up since you competed, do you start having a mental conversation with yourself like, am I still a fighter? Am I just a martial artist now? Like, there's got to be something building up in there where you're like, this is the same, but it's not the same what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I've never really had that thought of like I'm no longer a martial artist or no longer a fighter. I've trained the whole time. I've trained other people the whole time, and I'm a pretty introverted person. And I like to say I live in my head, but there hasn't been a day that I haven't visualized or thought about fighting. So it's kind of like I've been there the whole time, just not physically there. So the idea of I'll be a martial artist my whole life. Like this is just something that has made me who I am, and it's guided me to all those other opportunities. So everything else that I've done, whether it's the internship at the PI or any of the stunt stuff or anything else, has come due to my connections from fighting. So I'm blessed to be able to do that, and to be able to come back as a different fighter, having my daughter, like just finding a real close relationship with God. I'm a different man than I was then. I feel a much more dangerous fighter. I have a lot stronger of whys. In a sense, before, like, I felt like fighting, I loved it, but I was in a wandering and enjoying an exploration. And this is more of now I feel calling to do this, like very specifically, if that makes sense.
Also, I got to ask, what was it like, that internship with the PI? How many cool little tricks did you pick up? And I've seen you even here locally now through other people's social media. You're their strength and conditioning guy. Yeah. So how valuable and how many tricks did you pick up from that experience?
I picked up a lot from the PI. So I think it was definitely different than I expected. I think one of the biggest things was the difference in philosophies between the coaches themselves. So there's not one uniform system in terms of everyone having the same workout. The goals are the same in terms of getting, obviously, best strength and conditioning that you can provide, and having markers. They do a lot of diagnostic testing, but each coach had an individual way of doing it, which I thought was awesome, because that gives you the ability to be creative as long as you have an understanding of how to program. And even now, like, I'm doing strength and conditioning. I do it with Kevin at Performance Ranch. I do it with Adrian at 8 Grady's. Like, I still want to be coached because I'm still learning in that way. So taking those tricks from the PI, whether it's from Bo Sandoval, and I've been blessed that from the first gym I went to was Wolf Brigade Strength and Conditioning in Rochester, New York, and Greg Walsh and Heather and all those people have taught me so much about body mechanics. And if you ever talk to them, they would tell you I was just really clunky and uncoordinated. So without that beginning, I would have never been able to, like, get my feet underneath me and get into martial arts. So strength and conditioning has taught me so much about body awareness, and being at the PI, I was really able to see not just how great their different philosophies were, but how fighters at that level did their camps, in the sense of their recovery, their diet, all of it's all in one place, So being able to see a cohesive program was something that was just really special to see. And it was great to tell my friends who were still in MMA, pursuing, like, the Contender Series or in the UFC now, but to tell them, like, what it would be like when they did get in there.
All of this progression, you have all this knowledge, you've been a martial artist for so long, and now we're trying to rewire what you do. You already throw punches, we know that. Yeah. But now you can't throw the knees, the elbows, you're going to be wearing shoes, there's no gloves. What is the process of this first bare knuckle camp been like, rewiring what you do?
So it's been just the best way I could say is it's been really interesting and fun, especially working with John, not just because of his knowledge in bare knuckle, but he's such a fast guy. And also working with Carlos Condit, because he's such a diverse guy. They both have so many weapons that my brain is in, like, constant overload, So, but in terms of switching from Muay Thai to bare knuckle, it's a cadence change, it's an aggression change, it's different footwork, because it's not just boxing, it's not necessarily MMA striking, but learning to pick little pieces of my time in MMA, the short time that I had in boxing training. I was never a boxer, I'm not going to pretend I was, but I've been to boxing gyms and gotten to train with those guys. So just little tricks there, the stuff I learned from these guys. So it's been, honestly, probably one of the funnest camps I've ever had, because I've gotten to add all these little pieces to make this new puzzle. Because if you think of just Muay Thai, people who've seen my Muay Thai fights, or even, I've had an evolution in terms of my style, but this is like a complete new little piece here, little piece there, and then putting it all together and being critiqued by some of the best guys, training with Will Santiago too, also who's in bare knuckle. So I'm, super grateful for all the people that have taken the time to show me their knowledge from being in bare knuckle and from what they've known about me before, and helping me, re-put it together.
August 11th, BKFC 48, Derek Gates. What do you expect this first bare knuckle experience to be like?
So with Derek, the guy's a savage, he comes forward. I got nothing but respect for him, and I think the thing that excites me the most is he puts on a show every time. So I know he's coming off a win. He wants to continue up that contenders list. So him welcoming me in excites me. I get to have that return to combat, and I have a great dance partner. A guy that's fearless, who's going to come forward, and you can tell he loves this sport. He's talked about his MMA career and here and there, but BKFC and the boxing element and just his aggression is something that I have to really prepare for. And that idea of just giving people a fight that they'll remember is just what more could I ask for? Like a real war is what excites me. And that's kind of like comes from that Muay Thai culture, is being able to like give the crowd a fight that they love, you know, and that's what excites me, is that I get to almost pull that from Muay Thai into this, have a good dance partner, you know, like we both signed, we're both there to do the same thing, but there's nothing but respect on my end. And I mean, he could have taken a fight with someone who's on the contender, like already on BKFC, but he took the fight with me. So I really do appreciate that, and it'll be great. I mean, I'm stoked. I really am.
You've already been passionately in love with Muay Thai. Do you go into this fight ready to almost possibly fall in love again with a different sport?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that there's just a love of martial arts and combat, and just that walk, those moments, and just some of the things, like the highest of highs and lowest of lows come with it, you know. Like so many of my friends are still competing and transitioning and switching from sport to sport. Some are going from MMA to straight jiu-jitsu, but like we're martial artists for life. And for me, I'm absolutely open to falling in love with this. Like, I mean, I'd like nothing more to be in love with Muay Thai and bare knuckle, you know, and whatever else comes my way. But yeah, I mean, if I wasn't open to falling in love with it, then I wouldn't be doing it, you know. Like, I'm excited for whatever this is going to bring out of me, because this is a test for me. This is different, you know. I mean, I can prepare as much as I want, but just like any fight, like whether it's your first MMA fight, smoke, or whatever, you don't know what it's like until you're in there.
You've been in front of the crowds in Thailand. You were here at the Route 66 Casino. You got to observe what Knucklemania 3 was like. What were you thinking about when you were there, what it was going to be like to be in front of that crowd? Because you're going to get that opportunity now. Probably a full sellout, what we're expecting again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like just watching some of the walkouts and like just the performances that the guys had, like Nick Gonzalez's performance, Will's Brown Bomber, Dodson's, even Donald at the one before Diego, like getting to see like just how much of warriors and those guys were, and the pop that they got, the walkouts, the production, like it gave me goosebumps, and I was like, this is so awesome. My big thing was, I'm not originally from here, so I'm like, I wonder if I'm gonna get support, and I've been so thankful that I've been getting so much support, not just from like people on social media, but here in Albuquerque, like local business people. Ricky Cottonsteady's helped me a ton with getting on this card, and you know, helping kind of guide me through what needs to happen in terms of the social media stuff and making sure I'm promoting it the right way. But seeing the support of the people in Albuquerque is just something that it really just makes me smile and makes me want to give them that good of a show, if that makes sense. Like, you support me and I'm going to give you everything.
Psyched to see this man step in the squared circle, take off the gloves. We'll see you guys August 11th, Tingley Coliseum, BKFC 48. Mark, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Michael. Yep.